I'm joined by the victorious Palafox after finally. Do you know that Shopify has never, I mean, we've only been here for 2 years, but we've never beaten 100 Thieves in a best of one or in a best of three. This is our first time. We've gotten a game in best of threes, one game, but we've literally never beat them.
I'm sorry about that. But happy now because we did. So
we did. I gotta talk about you specifically because the broadcast in game 1 and then game 2 and 3 were very different about you. The past few weeks, it's all been about Fudge. Like Fudge is not performing. Fudge is like, not 2023 or 2022 C9 Fudge. He's playing much worse. And then he started playing better, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Fudge is amazing. He's winning them games." And then all eyes were kind of like on Palafox. And even on broadcast, game 1, they're like, all right, if Palafox, doesn't step up, it's going to be a really difficult game. Game 1 didn't go great. I thought you guys like hung on. What's up?
I would say from my perspective, like I was under the impression we won 5v5, but I should have just went to side more because enemy team was overgrouping and abused them being like split up more. And just like kind of giving them more control in the game. But I don't know. I felt like in team fights, my knockups weren't really that good. Like personally, I was like, I'm missing some very crucial knockups that I need to be hitting. And it was also like those 2 times where like we're panicking about like fighting or like how to get in fight position, and then I get caught up by like Leona, right? I think it's like a good learning lesson for me for sure. Because 100 Thieves is like 100 Thieves and FlyQuest, I feel like are the only 2 teams that are really looking for that type of stuff. And unfortunately, like it's been a while since we played 100, and Fly didn't do that to us last time. So I kind of like, I didn't think about it as much, right? And I think like after that happened, I started thinking about it like permanently. So.
And then game 2, the narrative really changed. They were like, okay, we need Palafox to step up. Okay, Palafox is stepping up. This is kind of what we talked about. But then the LTA themselves on Twitter actually called you out. I don't know if you saw this yet or not, but they actually called you out because you guys ended up getting the Yone into... Well, you guys picked the Ahri into Yone, right? Yeah. And then like the cosplayer switched side, and it's like all about Spirit Blossom, and you didn't pick Spirit Blossom Ahri. Like, what was going on there?
Well, honestly, I completely forgot, but I always play on Coven Ahri because that skin is hella cool. I just completely forgot. Honestly, this series was pretty fun for me because I played a lot of matchups I wouldn't normally like to play at all, and I think it ended up going pretty well. Like the Arione, I've never played that on scrims before, but I mean, I prefer the Yone side of that one. Like I think the champion is just better than Ahri. So, but the game went well. So
the game did get well, but. There's a stat that they were showing, like game 1, we stole Otacon, and then we ended up losing. Game 2, they stole Otacon, but then we ended up winning. Dude, Shopify, like I literally call us Shopify Throw-A-Con, because every time we touch Otacon, it's always ends negatively. Like last week we started, or 2 weeks ago, we had Baron against Dig, and then we go to Otacon, and we just like completely throw the game there and lose game 2. And then game 3, I think they started Otacon, and then we tried to fight them, and then we still lost there. It's just like every time we go to Otacon, it's a disaster. Didn't happen this time, but we still kind of lost those fights.
Yeah, I mean, I think game 3 draft was honestly like really hard. Like in the sense that like I can't go to side. We only win through mid, and even though we win on mid, like MFRL is still pretty good into Lucian Melio. Like I think B-Boy has to play it really, really well when he like chooses when to go forward. So there's that. Plus, like I think me personally on Otacon game 2, I don't know if people will watch, but I think I should be going through bot lane, pushing the wave, letting Seos flank through top side. I'm flanking through bot side. Also, did we even clear Tribush flank? I don't even remember. Like it just was. I think it was like pretty sloppy from us, and we need to clean it up for sure.
I do want to talk a little bit about game 3. Like the first 6 levels, we didn't really watch you guys because we were kind of like at least the broadcast was focused more on the Aurelia versus Gnar and like how you guys were really trying to shut down the Aurelia, which like was successful. Or actually didn't really pop off or anything. But then we looked mid at level 6 and it was like a 16 CS deficit for the winning, like the counter pick or something. It was like you were down a lot of CS.
At level 6?
Maybe 6 or
When I hit
7?
3.
When you hit what?
Oh, when I was 67 CS to Azir's more CS, I just roamed mid for grubs, and I dropped bot waves that Azir farmed mid and bot or something. So like my it's obviously gonna explode around that time, right? If we want to full give grubs against like Azir, then I guess it matters, but I don't think it's like worth it for me to go bot there.
Yeah, I was just wondering what happened because we didn't actually see it, and then and then they just pointed out the CS deficit, and they were like, "Oh, what happened mid?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll ask," because we didn't get to see it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I just gave up waves to go fight grubs because I felt like if they get grubs in this game, it's too important for them. So
overall, though, the team, one thing I've been talking about Shopify is like every week it feels like we have a clear weakness or something to work on. Every week it feels like we're actually working on those things and improving, and it's like we're always just like that close to like getting over the hump of like actually winning games. Is that how you guys feel too?
Yeah, it really feels like it kind of feels like it switched in game 2, right? Like we're losing a bunch of fights, people are mispositioning, and then after we started actively like looking for better flanks together and like better team fighting, it's like we're learning in game, right? And then game 3, we're also learning our comp because like we didn't really play too much of this. Like as the game is going on, right? And hopefully from like week to week, you can kind of see our macro get a little bit better, our team fight decisioning or team fighting getting a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, right now, personally, I think we still need to work a bit on macro, making sure like we're splitting up numbers as much as we can, at least like from my side. And then also team fighting is going to be like an ever growing, like we need to work on that too. Cause I really think like, if we do want to get better, we do want to end games around Autocon. We need to be like really decisive and know exactly where to go on everybody.
I've been saying that like give this Shopify roster time because everyone was super hypercritical of you guys. Like split one, I'm like, dude, we don't even have our support. Just like give us time, please. And I've always been saying like wait until like split 3 playoffs is when we actually like we should comfortably be like fighting for that 4th spot, like top 4. You know. You kind of already beat one of the top 4 teams. So I know from your perspective, it's always like, okay, we just want to keep improving. But what's like a realistic expectation of your team of like, hey, can we beat like the FlyQuest and Team Liquid and Cloud9? Can we compete with them? Like, what is the goal, I guess, in Shopify right now?
I mean, the goal is just to prove like match by match that we're just like the best team in the league, really. And I think you can even see it. Like you would consider FlyQuest the best team in the league, right?
I think Cloud9 looks better.
Cloud9 looks better? Okay, Cloud9. We haven't played against them so much. I think from what I remember, our scrims were like relatively even. Maybe 2-4, 3-3. It was either an even day or a 2. I think it was an even day, actually.
It was 2-4. So, Barber mentioned how like you were the only 2 losses they got that entire week. So
yeah. So I think it's just a matter of going up on stage and like playing better because stylistically, I personally think 100 Thieves is actually one of the hardest teams for us. And C9 is like kind of up there with them. But I mean, you see like we're beating C9 or beating 100 Thieves, took games off FlyQuest, and we should have really won that series. Honestly, FlyQuest is really not that hard for us, I feel. So yeah, it's just a matter of time.
I mean, FlyQuest has had some interesting words for both you and for Fudge. So
yeah, I mean, you know, after our game, Whippo bowed to Fudge, so you never know.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Last question here. Do you feel pressured at all, like with a lot of the narratives? I asked this to Fudge as well because there was a lot of narratives like Fudge is underperforming, he doesn't deserve a spot. Like, do you feel pressure with like the narrative of like Palafox is way too up and down, like hit or miss? He needs to be more consistent if this team wants to have like, you know, aspirations.
I mean, it kind of gets to me sometimes, like being completely honest, but not so much. I think it got to me more like last week, and this week I was like, I don't really care anymore because at the end of the day, like if I on the first couple weeks, right, I'm getting like flamed for it, and I'm talking to people like more inside the scene, telling me like, "Holy shit, you played so well! I'm like a 2-5 Aurora or something," or like I'm like inting on Aurora on the outside eye, right? I think it's really just like people who are gambling on the games or like don't really know what's happening on the games, just like kind of flaming for nothing. I just kind of have to look at that. Plus, like I don't know, sometimes you have good games, sometimes you have bad games, and it happens.
All right. I think there's a few people that are like NACL enjoyers, and they see like the mid laners and they're like, dude, they play better. Like, can we just swap them out and you do better? Same thing like, oh, get rid of Umti, put in UG. Like, Team Liquid's gonna win MSI, and it's like, I don't
Yeah, that's
necessarily
true.
agree with that, but
Yeah, I mean, if it makes you feel better, you know, when TL is doing their like anybody's replaceable, I played against a lot of academy mid laners. There is definitely a big gap, guys. It's, I mean, like if you would consider me bad, you know, it's like Jesus.
yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Well, we're out of time, but I really appreciate the interview, and you know, hopefully you guys at FlyQuest do y'all a solid, and yeah, see you in the upper bracket.
Yeah. See ya. See ya.
I never doubted them. Holy crap, we won that game, man. Oof, my heart, man. Especially game one. Like, what a series. Game one, I was like slowly realizing that we're gonna lose. Even though we kept the game close, it felt like they just had more towers, they had more objectives, they were getting the dragons. It just felt like we were being choked out. And then game two as well, like Otacon. Every time we touch Otacon, my heart is just like, no, we can't do this. Even game three, the Otacon, like sure we stole it, but I was just like, oh, we're gonna lose everybody here. We're gonna die. It's gonna be horrible. But we clutched it out, especially the comp of game three. Like we don't really play that comp, you know. And even Palafox was like, we don't really play that comp. We were learning how to play our comp on stage. So regardless, I'm just really happy. If FlyQuest win, hopefully they do. We were locked in second place. Like that's awesome. I think after losing, you know, to Dig, I don't think anyone would have said we were gonna finish second. So I wore this shirt, the COG shirt, Defender of the Faith. I never doubted them. Sorry, I'm blind. Specifically because I got Palafox. So that was like a little nod to him. But yeah, that was, man. It's fun being a Shopify fan this season. A lot more fun than last season. I'll say that much. A lot more fun than last year.